A blessed day, morning to everyone, and also those who are joining us in our worship here through this live streaming. In the previous chapter, that is in Matthew chapter 5, precisely in the verse 16, we hear Jesus saying, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your heavenly Father." Now, in today's gospel, it seems to teach the contrary. Like in verse 4, it says, to remain in secret, or enter into a room in verse 8, so that people will not see what you are doing. But the teaching is similar. That is, not to act to be admired and praised by people, but obtain the recompense by God. This is true, very true in the first place when we give alms. And it is done at the sound of the trumpet with so much publicity. You can just imagine the great humiliation of the one who receives the donation or alms, besides the fact that the giver does not even think minimally of the true sense of giving. The word alms highlights the concept of piety and mercy. Its true sense in Hebrew, according to commentators of this gospel, means to do justice, to reestablish a bit of equilibrium in the distribution of goods. They have the idea that goods are limited. It has to be shared. When you have too much, that means people are deprived, no? Because of the unequal distribution of goods. Thus, when one gives, is precisely in that spirit of repairing that injustice, so that one would not be the cause of injustice, no, by sharing, and to free himself or oneself of the same evil, and that which is done should not be calculated. Let the left hand know not what the right is doing. To give, therefore, is without thinking too much of oneself. It is not easy. One needs to pray. But even here, one may enter also into vainglory. And Jesus speaks of personal prayer, of that intimate contact with God the Father. He who knows how to pray in secret, he who searches God in secret, will know how to find Him without this vainglory. Also, when one prays with the community, with the church, because one must have acquired already the sense of true humility. So, to obtain this, there is an effective means, and that is what they call the mortification or fasting. It is in humbling oneself that one opens himself to Him, to God, who exalts the humble. Therefore, the indication of, or the words of Jesus today is beautiful when You fast, don't be sad, he said. Perfume your head, wash your face, put on signs of joy in your life, because the day of this voluntary fasting is a day of encounter with the Father. It is a moment of joy and of victory over that which separates us from God. In this teaching of Jesus, of cultivating first our interiority, our relationship with Him, is a reminder again and again for all of us. And we know that we have our share also of our hypocrisy. And as one author would say and would advise, that to continue to grow in this interiority of this relationship and to avoid these hypocrisies, we need every night, he said, to look into how we have acted the day, or what we call an examination of our conscience of how we have lived. This is one way in which we grow in this authenticity and interiority. May God bless each one of us in our struggle to become more authentic in our relationships with others